Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, with another insightful storytelling for the evening for you guys. It's a little after 3 a.m. during the witching hour, of course. I was up in the middle of the night in my room. And I decided I wanted to go for a walk in the park. And I found my way somehow to the neighborhood-friendly IHOP, which this will be the second time this year that I've actually ordered from the IHOP. But of course, I knew it was going to be an adventure. I prepared for it. And as I got there, the circus ensued. I'll bypass all the other side. You know how you have an adventure and you have different side quests. I'll avoid the different side quests of, the little young girls coming in there with their skimpy outfits and the other high dudes in there and the other alpha males that were actually sulking behind my back. All these other things, wild people parked outside in the parking lot. What is this, Atlanta? Um, but no, it was an interesting experience. The waiter, she was actually taking orders as well today. It was kind of hectic for the most part, I'm guessing, for the team. There's a team of two cooks, older black fellows. They're all hood, man. It's a hood IHOP. But they get the job done for the most part. I had to stand there for like 10 minutes before she actually took my order. I actually told the story about her before, the so-called gatekeeper, but I was patient enough today to sit there on my cell phone and watch some splendid YouTube as I made my stance and made my purpose known there. Every person that was coming in and out, they lost patience. They stood behind me. They was asking me if I was waiting. And, I'm just standing there with my hoodie on and I had my headphones on, so people don't really know what I'm doing. I guess they assume I'm just a weird person just standing there. But they're so nosy that they're looking to your cell phone. Like these girls are coming there with that, looking, I guess, cute or whatever. And they'll look at the girls that I'm looking at on my cell phone, like, the motivational speakers and lecturers that give advice on like dating and relationships and things like that. And they think they so cute, but then they'll see the people that I'm watching on my phone, and they'll get so offended that I'm not paying attention to them and they can't get my attention. They will be so within an inch of you, like literally going out of their way. They'll be with their boyfriends. Their boyfriends will be embarrassed that, oh my God, my girlfriend's trying to get this guy's attention in front of me. Like there's whole benches there, just sit down, but people would like, I don't know, people, they get drawn to mysterious energy, I guess, for whatever reason. So the circus ensues, of course. The waiter, she takes a couple people's orders, like 3 people's orders. Like I was the first person, and then she didn't give me my change. I purposely, stood there. I didn't sit down or anything like that. Gave her my name for my order. And, I didn't really make light of it. I'm like, I'm supposed to have change. But, so then I overheard, I was listening to my headphones as I was standing there, at some point, again, everything starts to mash and meld in, the girls and the atmosphere and the people and the impatience at 3 a.m. and all these things start to hit all at once. And, I overheard one of the guys that took this order after me. He was like, I think he was talking to the waiter about his change. And I was like, I didn't want to say nothing at first. Like, she was like, she asked him if he wanted his change back. And I was like, oh, that's prejudice, that's bias. Well, he was about to get in an argument with this lady. But I was trying to break the ice, trying to stop them from arguing, because it's like we already in public. I already see what the situation is with black women not respecting men, especially black men, because she didn't act the same way with the Spanish guy that came in or the white guy that came in. She kind of had like an arrogance to her, a sort of. I guess she's been working there for a while, so she's more comfortable. It's like that. Again, the more you see the certain type of people, the more comfortable you get saying things out of your mouth. And I had to explain to both of them. I'm like, anytime you see anyone, no matter what race there is, it could be white, black, or Spanish. She wouldn't even let me finish my sentence, but she was like, "Yeah, anybody can get it." I was like, "That's not the point here. Like, already the person that made the mistake. You did more than a handful of transactions, and you asked no one if they wanted their change. Yes, we're gonna assume that if you come to a place like IHOP and the waitress serves you, you're gonna tip. I even used the analogy of ordering Chinese, even though I haven't ordered Chinese in almost over a year. Yeah, when a Chinese person comes and they expect delivery, if I'm willing to give a tip, it's always going to be $2, no more or less. I mean, I live here in South Florida. It's not that hard to get to or from where I actually live from the actual Chinese place anyways. But yeah, man, it's so weird. It's the being rude, the inconsideration. You don't even give people a chance to express kindness was what the whole thing I wanted to try and teach them or teach her for the most part. I could tell the dude was, you know, I don't want to label people, but those type of dudes like that seem to get run over in society. Like the typical hood dude, but like his chick probably runs his life at home. Like you see so many of them walk in and out of these places. It's so funny how the females run these relationships, man. Wow. And that's why I try not to be out so much. I wear hoodies and things like that. Like these are actual Astro projection shields and things like that. Like these are the things, like when you look at the old mages and the old Jedis and the old wizards and things like that, they wear the hoodies or hats even. They cover their third eye. They don't want people knowing their identity or trying to put hypnotic spells on them. They cover their third eye with cloth or material. They block out sounds and things like that. Even the old medicine men during the Black Plague, I forgot what you call them, the plague doctors, when they wore masks, which is something that I've been doing for the past 3 months, when they wore masks, they believed that you can ward off evil spirits and diseases by putting masks and herbs inside of the big long nose beak. So they was literally walking around looking like death, wearing all black with a white mask on, right? But they were actually trying to help and save people. Never know, they were doing so much traveling. They probably could have been the ones that helped spread it as well. But yeah, anytime you saw medicine man, you already knew what was gonna happen. You already knew someone around you was dying. They were literally walking deaths. But they were herbalists, they were doctors and things like that. Some were occultists. There's a lot of things hidden behind the hidden mists of all these sacred religions and sacred fraternities and things like that. Again, what do you think we go to college for? To make connections. It's a fraternity, a frat. Frat rules. You'd be surprised to know how many of these 80, 90, 100-year-old guys are still connected to fraternities and things like that. They're funding all type of secret organizations. But yeah, that's more or less me veering off and going on a tangent, or what was the original purpose. The waitress. No matter where you go or how you do things or the religion or the prejudice, because I even stopped. I'm like, I didn't want them to get into an argument, but I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a teachable moment on everyone's behalf. Like we have an IHOP in our black neighborhood, and we are about to get ready and start an argument in the middle of the night because the waitress is not asking people if they want their change. And she's like, I don't need your change. She started with him. And when I started to take up for him, she got mad and started talking crazy to me. And then she realized she was in for a rude awakening. And I did mental backflips on her in front of everyone. And she was like, oh, let me hurry up and get them out of here. And I was like, you never know when lightning gonna strike. See, this is a teachable moment. She was like, all right, let me hurry up and get them out of here. I was like, see, that's how fast lightning strike. That's how fast it come and go. And it wasn't even 5 seconds before she gave me my food and I left. But it was just very crazy. It's like, you'll say these things out of your mouth. And I'm like, see, women have no problem doing sneaky little things like that. Just because she see a couple of high dudes come into their establishment and they're not paying attention. No, we're paying attention. And how many people have you done that all day? See, you'll make fun of men. You'll see, I have to point it out because you'll go and make fun of men on TikTok and all these social media, talking about how you scam men, people all day by taking 50 cents from this person, 50 cents from that person, 50 cents from that person. So imagine the strippers, they're probably even worse when they go home and they're just making it rain in their room with dudes they think they're getting over on. money from dudes they think they're getting over on. So it's like the audacity. It's like, give us a chance to tip you. Give us a chance to express gratitude. Yes, when I come to an IHOP or come to an establishment, I know that I'm going to pay more money than what I would normally pay if I just cooked at home or whatever. Like, we know that, duh. I expect a tip. But like, don't undercut or don't treat us like bottom shelf servers in your own community. Like, that starts a whole wave of things that we don't want to start in our community. So that's the whole point, this whole fake gender war and people going back and forth with each other and doubting each other. And that's the thing I go back to, collaboration and extending an olive branch and me reaching out to certain people, and they're like, that's a lack of something. I don't even want to go back into it. But if people are going to act like that, and if women are going to act like that toward men, and if black women are going to act like that toward black men, and we do separate from you guys, I would really like to see who's going to sink and who's going to swim. Like, who's going to fly and who's going to, like, it would be a slaughter. Like, don't treat men like that. Don't treat black men like that, because in their white business centers or white business areas in their towns, when you work for their companies, you yes sir them and no ma'am them, and you follow their rules, and you come to work on time, and you have an excuse every day. How do we know? Because we have to sit right there next to you when we're lucky or fortunate enough to get a job. So we know how much money you make, what you should be expecting from a black man. And don't rob him of his coins and his pennies when you think he's sleeping or not looking. Or when we out in these public establishments. You do this in public in front of other cultures, and you wonder why people don't respect us. And then you get mad when we go outside of the culture, because, again, we give you an option. No one's holding you back from anything, but you don't take that option and spit in our face. But, yeah, man, And I don't even go there that often. The other dude that was in an argument with her was like, yeah, man, I don't even know what you're talking about. Because she was like, oh, all we made from your order was $10. And he was like, yeah, but I placed a $25 order last night when I came here. So I'm like, dang. So it's layers on top of layers. Like, there's multiple layers of disrespect. Like, a woman like that will end up killing you at the end of the day. Because she starts off with little sleight of hand things, talking under her breath. And there's certain levels it goes to or descends to, because that's some low vibrational stuff, until she end up killing you, setting you up somehow, or doing something, stabbing you in your sleep. And that's how you use discernment. I will not go back to that place ever again. That will get you messed up, man. I mean, I even see the people that come in and out of that place. They're so stressed out. Anybody can pop off at any time. So, yeah, that's it for me. Gonna go back in the house, ride this witching hour out and try and get some sleep as I put on some Amazon Prime. Hopefully you guys are being safe out there, showing gratitude and being respectful. You never know what can happen. Lightning may strike. Be safe. Love you.